We've got a special guest recording with us today. I'm waiting for oh, there she is. Say hi to the people. Say go Mariners. Woo, go Mariners. Mariners win 2-0. They take the final game of the 3-game series, but do lose that series 2-1 to the Detroit Tigers. And they're 46-46 on the season. Talk about how it happens. I don't even have to have anything open to tell you that. Jared Kelnick doubles home a run in the first, and Mr. Big Dumper homers in the fifth. That's it. Yay. I'm certainly glad they won. Certainly nice to get back to 500. Certainly nice to see them pitch as well as they did. Because let's be honest, they didn't pitch great this series. They certainly did pitch well today. Not great, though. Bryce Miller was fortunate. I don't think Bryce Miller was outstanding. 5 innings of shutout baseball certainly helped, and he certainly looked healthy. That's the most important thing. After missing time with that blister, missing only the one start, but did miss some time. It was nice to see him bounce back and pitch pretty well. Bounce back might be the wrong term, but you know what I mean. Minnie is currently stiffing my leg because she would like me to play fetch. And to be honest with you, I'd probably rather play fetch than record. Yesterday was such a bummer. And today, while it was a win, didn't really... I don't feel any sense of relief. I don't know what the right term is. Thank goodness we're not talking about a sweep. I already wasted my 15-second video. I'm not doing that again. Probably do it again some point next season. But can't do it again. Not this close to each other anyway. The offense was not good tonight. Or today, whatever you want to call it. Rally destroyed that baseball. And happy birthday to Jared Kelnick. Was really hoping he could get the ball over the fence. It seems like it's been forever since he's homered. I can't remember the last homer. But nice to see him drive the baseball, especially the opposite way. More than enough flashes to believe there's a very bright long-term future. More than enough struggles to realize he's not the middle of the order hitter that the Mariners need him to be right now. Quite the juxtaposition between the two, in my personal opinion. But Julio stung the baseball 3 times tonight. Only gets rewarded with the 1 hit. So much hard contact. And look, there's also been so much swing and miss that he's deserved a lower batting average, but he should be hitting better than this. There's been so much hard contact, and it hasn't been on the ground. It's been line drives that have been caught by folks. What can you do other than make more contact so that maybe some more good stuff can happen? Create more chances when you make more contact. A lot of the lineup was really bad. Bullpen was really good tonight. Matt Brash was outstanding. Justin Topa was really good. Paul Sewald does allow a runner, but gets the job done. Andres Munoz. Bullpen was great tonight. Like how they used it, too. I wouldn't mind seeing them use Matt Brash in more multi-inning stuff. Just because he definitely has the arm strength to do it and save an arm here and there. But I get it. If those are the 3 you feel the most confident in a game that they had to win may seem strong, but also feels accurate. If you feel the most confident with those 3, I get it. That's fine. But I wouldn't mind seeing Brash throw a couple more multi-inning stuff. That's, something in his breadbasket. But it also, it's nice that Brash, all 4 of those guys should certainly be available for Monday. But yeah, bullpen was good. Miller was pretty good. I don't think he was the start I watched did not suggest. If you just had me look at every pitch that Bryce Miller threw, and you asked me what he gave up, and you weren't going to tell me who the lineup was or anything like that, I would guess about 5 innings of 2 or 3 run baseball. And that's not an insult to him. There's nothing wrong with that, especially for a rookie pitcher. But he got away with some tonight. He did. He did. And I think he was honestly helped by the fact that the Detroit lineup is not good. And the fact that they scored 11 runs over the last 2 games, I think also helped. Because that's one of the worst lineups in terms of actual production in baseball. That's not hyperbole. They've been atrocious. So they were kind of due to have a clunker, and a clunker they did have. Credit to Miller, who's been excellent in his rookie campaign. Did not think we were going to need as much Bryce Miller this year as I thought, but here we are. And now you have the biggest 7 games stretch in a long time. And that includes last year. Because in my personal estimation, opinion, hypothesis, whatever you want to call it, if you asked me if it was more important for them to win this year or last year, I would say this year. And this is going to determine a lot, folks, how they do over these next 7 games. Because you're playing one team that's a playoff team in the Twins, who is not a wild card contender in my, again, humble estimation. I do not think that we're getting a wild card out of the AL Central. And then you've got Toronto, who is a direct competitor. Maybe your biggest competitor for that final third wildcard spot. You could argue them. You could argue Boston, Argo. Almost did the line there that would have gotten me in trouble. They're big. These are big games. I think you got to win 5 of them. I think you got to win both of these series. You do that, and I'm feeling pretty good because you're at 3 games over 500. You just beat a direct competitor and a team that you could be playing in the postseason. And when you finish these 7 games, it's going to be, I believe, July 23rd, which is just about a week away from the deadline. And as I pleaded with you last night, I really hope the Mariners are aggressive. I can't do sit and wait. I can't do it. Not going through all that again, but I can't do it. Also, thank you to everybody who reached out when I said I'm not doing well. It's just a tough time. A lot of stuff going on with life. And it'll be okay. And it'll in part be okay because I have people who reach out and say that it's going to be. I appreciate it a lot. I wish I had a little more joy after this win, to be honest, but last night took a lot out of me. But it's just one game, just one series. They're back to 500. These are big games coming up, folks. Big games. And we should be appreciative that we get to watch big games in July because there's a lot of baseball teams right now that aren't playing big games. There have been a lot of Seattle Mariners teams that we've watched over these last few years that have not played very big games in the middle of July. So I do appreciate that. I can be frustrated by how they've played this year and also appreciate the fact that we're not far removed from we're not far removed from 3 years ago. The season hadn't even started. I'm just appreciative that we got to a point where we can play baseball games. You know? Ha. Last night, I think you can tell, drained me pretty good. But, and I talked about this in an earlier video that, I need to heed my own advice. I talked about how if the Mariners are affecting your mood, you got to take a step back. I was tempted not to watch today. I was going to do a video either way, but I was pretty tempted. But I went over to Grandma's, watched the first 3 innings here, watched the last 6 innings with Grandma. Went by super fast. I still am not a huge fan of how fast these games go. That's just my personal opinion. She certainly isn't either. But we're the oddballs in this situation. And a lot of people seem to really like it. A lot of beat writers like it because they get to go home to their families. And I get that. I get that 100%. I wouldn't want to have to do more work than I have to. Would you? Even if you love your work, this isn't great. Anyway, good win, but very disappointing series. Extremely disappointing series. If you can go ahead and take 5 of 7, then this will mean less. 4-3 or 3-4 or anything worse. It's very, very disappointing. We'll see. We shall see. That's why they play the games, folks. Follow me on Twitter at Crawford_MILB. Sports Sometimes Podcast. RotoWire Fantasy Baseball Podcast. Imminent Rivals Series goes up every Wednesday, featuring the top 10 prospects still in the minors for your fantasy leagues. And yeah. Oh, and my Blue Sky. I've got to start using it more. Crawford Chris V, if you happen to have Blue Sky. I'm not doing threads. If that ends up being what wins in this thing, I'll do it. But I'm going to hold out until the very end. Doesn't look appealing to me. Good win. Everyone's good. Just hard to be too excited about it when you played like you did the last 2 nights. Well, especially last night. Friday wasn't so bad. Saturday, let's just not talk